everybody, welcome to Keeping It Real. I'm your host, Danny B. This is my co-host, the lovely Jamie B. And it's March Madness. Spring is here. I'm going to throw out a couple of picks for you in a few minutes, courtesy of our friend in Philadelphia, the Philly Godfather, phillygodfather.com. I recommend that you check him out if you're playing the games or betting the games, or you can just consult me. Either way, you're in good hands. But anyway, here, Jamie has, at the end of the show, I want you just to hold tight, because Jamie did her first cooking segment, What's Cooking Jay? It's pretty simple. I'm not going to blow it for you. I want you to tune in and hold tight. And at the end of the show, you're going to see Jamie's first segment of What's Cooking Jay. And you did a really good job, Jamie.
Thanks, Danny. Really? I was like doing good in my rehearsal and everything. And then when the cameras came on, I was like, I literally had an anxiety attack. I'm like, oh my God, I can't do this.
I think Mike will agree. This segment, What's Cooking Jay, it's a simple recipe, something we can all relate to, something quick. You know, we were running tight on time, and I think you're going to like it. So at the end of the show, just hold tight. You'll see this little segment, and I'm sure it's going to look nice. March Madness, Jamie, you have no idea the excitement and what goes. Yeah, I guess you should after 24 years.
I think I have a little insight.
Well, this is my 30th March Madness. I can't believe I'm going to be at this 30 years. August will be 30 complete years. I am coming back. I am coming back for season 31, maybe season 32, up to season 35. I'm working on a nice deal with a couple of... Yeah, I might stick around. Where am I going to go? What am I going to do? So anyway, a couple of local stories, Jamie.
I want an 800 number and a website.
You already got one, but...
I'm jealous.
Remember back in the day, you used to call the phones the 900 numbers, and they'd bill the sex calls. Were you part of that when you were a kid? I don't think so.
No.
But anyway, back to local...
I wasn't above that.
Let me finish. Local stories here. Danny Hurley of St. Anthony's, coaching UConn, took them to the Big East title. They won the title game for the first time in many years. They're one of the favorites, if not the favorite. I think they're like plus 370 to win it at DraftKings. Another team, St. Peter's, they're playing Thursday, they're playing Tennessee. Tennessee is one of the bigger favorites. So in a few minutes, I'm going to give out some future bets, etc., and whether you use them or not. And again, it depends on when you're watching the show. We're recording it Tuesday, so most of you watch it Thursday. Maybe your game already started, maybe not. But one thing we've done, Jamie, is we had a good Thanksgiving. There I go again. There we go. What's my fucking hang up with Thanksgiving?
I don't know.
I just love the holidays.
Yeah.
I keep mixing up...
Well, we're over that holiday stuff now.
Not really.
You got
the Easter Bunny. And
like the winter holidays.
Yeah, well, the Easter Bunny's right around the corner. What is that? The 31st, right? Easter?
Yes, it is.
What does
March
it keep coming
31st.
earlier? Kim comes earlier every year. What's up with that?
Well, okay, so I looked that up, and it's the first full moon after something. So I don't know.
She's a book of knowledge over here, ain't she?
And I call things and some things, and you got to figure it out. You got to interpret what I say. But yeah, it's the first full moon of like something.
Oh,
yeah. So that's why
I know what happens when a full moon happens.
The date changes. But it's spring now, Danny. So when everyone's watching this, we're already into our 2 full days of spring.
Right.
And we got spring fevers in the air. Everybody's like starting to come outside.
New wardrobes are breaking out. You know, it is cold today. I got to say, March can be cruel. A lot of wind in March. You remember March is always a windy month. April can be unpredictable. We actually moved to Florida April 19th. We left Allentown in 2001, and it was a snowstorm. April 19th. Yeah. Remember digging out? Our friend Stevie B.
Yes.
He had the plow, thank goodness. He saved us a few hours of work. And I just remember that. It went like April 19th, and it's friggin' snowing.
Hopefully that doesn't happen this year.
Hey, listen, again, cheers to March Madness. I hope you guys win, and girls, I hope you guys cash in. But most of you ain't, you know that, you're a bunch of losers. It's tough to win at this stuff. It really is. You know, I've been at this a long time, and I'm the guy that knows a lot of people, Jamie. You know that. And the sharpest guys that in the gambling business are out of Philadelphia. Mike, you've had them. They've been on Coco's show in the past. Steve from the phillygodfather.com. Stu Finer's been on it. Yeah, well, Stu's a character. He's been in the business longer than I have. I started August of 1994. I hit HBO's Real Sports in 1997 with Jim Lampley and Brian Gumble. And that seems like yesterday. I remember all my friends call me, is that Danny on TV? You know, they come home from the bar 2 o'clock in the morning and they see... And there's me on TV, and they're like, and they were all messed up probably. Is that they're thinking they're seeing things. But no, it was me. I'm still here, too. But, Jamie, spring is in the air, right?
Spring fever is in the air,
You got some spring advice. You know, we like to give advice, you know, from our point of view, whether you take it or not. I mean, you might consider us drunken parents or however we're perceived, or it doesn't matter. Before I forget.
Wow.
We're going on the road here. We're going on the road in about a month, right?
Okay, yes.
We're going to take
Franklin
Lakes, and guess what? I know.
Look out, housewives. Here comes Jamie and Danny.
But anyway, John Crowley in North Bergen, I told Mike about John. He was a tough wrestler guy, always had a sense of humor. So about a week or two ago, he hits me up on Instagram, request to follow. I'm like, is that John Crowley? And right away, of course, his artwork. He does amazing artwork. And it's just creative, and he always was creative and a character, so we look forward to displaying some of John's artwork.
That will be our first time taking this on the road.
Well, second time.
Actually, yeah, because we did a show at Molo's.
Keeping it real. On another thing,
with this new season,
right? And another thing, people say before I forget as well, Jamie, and then I'll let you take it over here. Keeping It Real. Where did you get the name Keeping It Real? Where did it come from, derive from? Well, back in 2013, I did a sports show with the Philly Godfather and several other experts, or so-called experts. My producer at the time, because it was about how tough it is betting on sports. And people, it's easy. No, it's not. So I said, let's do this called Keeping It Real. This ain't easy, betting on sports or trying to pick winners. So the show started as a sports talk show, Keeping It Real. Then, a couple of years later, when it stopped, it started over again as the North Bergen Breakdown. We talked about North Bergen, and then Jamie and I revamped it in 2018. And a lot of people don't know this about Jamie, and maybe you don't, Mike. She is a natural behind the camera, obviously the microphone. She did live radio at 77 WABC, live radio Saturday nights, 19 consecutive weeks from 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock, and she held her own like a pro. It was a sports betting talk show too, and she just was just perfect for the research. No, she was no. She
actually he told me on the way there, because I just would always go watch his shows and whatever, and like I'm just thinking I'm going to watch this, and he's like, you know what? Come on with me. Come on my first show. And then I guess it was a big hit and people were calling in and like, we love your wife. We love. And so he was like, come on again. And then it turned into a thing. And I have no idea what I was doing. I still don't know what I was doing. It was live though. But everyone tells me like, go, you can do this. So here I am.
19 consecutive weeks. No room for error. Live radio 77 WABC.
Yeah, and you can't swear. You can't say certain words.
Yeah, we had good producers like we have now, Bruce and Jen and Izzy.
Ramirez, and Izzy. Yeah, we met a lot of great people from that.
And that was, we got to do a show just on that. That was a hell of an experience. Good people. But I just wanted to say, you are such a natural. And thanks, at the end of the show, when you see the cooking segment, you know, I give it a 9. Or
I was like,
I give it a 9. It's not a 10 because you were a little nervous, but it was good.
I had an anxiety attack. I was like, oh my God, all these cameras. And we didn't know what to do. We were pushed for time, so it was a good little recipe. I think you can all use it, and it's pretty simple. I'm gonna work on it and get better and better.
Right. So some advice. Spring's coming around.
Well, so now that it's spring fever and everyone's getting, I know Danny. He always loves to sing, but he's like extra this time of the year. He starts singing like you know. Yeah.
Not the group, the Birds.
Everyone gets all lovey-dovey, and it's a time where, you know, you start getting out.
Everybody gets lovey-dovey.
No?
Not everybody.
Well, a lot of us get lovey-dovey, and we want to, like, you know, look our best because summer's coming, so you want to go out and get to the gym and get your workouts in. Of course, and, you know, maybe if you like tanning, you start doing your tan so you got a little glow by the time you start wearing shorts and stuff. Out.
It's too cold.
But also with relationships, right? Like, so this is the time where, like, if you're in a relationship, you might get all lovey-dovey, but you also might get, like, you want to seek someone else to get lovey-dovey with,
Where
right?
the hell did this come from?
You want to do like that cheating.
Is this how you're feeling today?
No, I'm just saying.
What's cooking, Jay?
This is what happens with people, right? They start feeling it, like going out, like meeting other people, and they're like, if this guy or girl isn't what I want at home, I'm gonna move on. This is the time, spring fever. Weird, freaky things start happening this time of the year. No? You don't think so?
Well, you know what? We met a couple, and actually I met the one lady prior. You met her as well. 40 years the man was married, and you got divorced after 40 years. Successful guy, nice guy. So I guess anything's possible.
It is.
40 years? I mean,
yeah,
what do you,
that was like, I was like,
years?
did
That's
someone pass away? Did your wife
No.
pass away? No, it's just because that's very unusual to be married all those years and then like get divorced.
Right.
And then have like that
So it can
other
happen, I
person
guess.
come along, like with the family. Like that's a really hard thing to do. Like I don't think I could ever be like that other person, you know, like the second wife, you know, like, you know, if Danny was married prior and had kids prior, like that would not attract me. I don't think I would have ever been with a guy that had kids or was married prior. But now that I'm older and like when me and Danny get divorced or if we get divorced.
Here we go again. Is this a warning? Is this
Then
a warning
I don't know
sign?
what type of guy, but no, I'm just kidding. But no, spring's in the air and like people, no, I was thinking this, right? With the spring fever and everything. And I'm just curious to people who watch this show. What do you think about this? Danny and I been together for 24, 25 years. We've always been best friends. We always spend our time together. But there's a lot of couples that like they have other friends. Like he goes out with his guy friends, she goes out with her girlfriends. And how would you feel if you knew your wife was going out with like single girls? If your husband was going out with single, Mike too, our audience, you know, whoever's listening. How would you feel about your girl guy going out with like one single people and or
what's the merit?
or someone that is a known cheater? Like how would you feel about?
Well, there you go. You
like
just
if
said,
I was going out. Well, I already know. I'm not asking you actually because I already know how you feel.
Asking. So the thing is, who you going out with? The merit of the person? Are they trustworthy? I guess.
But shouldn't your trust be on your man or your woman? You should trust them that they're, you know, not going to be cheating on you.
What happens if somebody slips you a Mickey? And you get.
Well, then you have an excuse why you cheated.
That's a good one.
I got roofied. I had no other choice.
First of all, whenever you go out, I feel fine because, you know, the friends that you do go out with are no threat to me or you or, you know. But then again, I think maybe you do go out with these people so everybody looks at you because, you know what I'm trying to say. You're the only good-looking friend that I have ever met.
You need to cut that out because he's an asshole.
You don't have any good-looking friends. I hate to say it. There's not.
All right. Well, that's.
Yeah, okay.
Because people always say, Dan, does Jamie have any friends? Does Jamie have any friends you can hook me up?
Cut
And I'm
that
like,
out. Okay. No.
See, this is the problem.
Everyone always asks, Jamie, do you have a sister? Do you have? I'm like, no, baby, this is as good as it's gonna get, and you ain't getting it.
And she's keeping that real.
Danny B's has it, and that's it. It's not going anywhere else. But no, seriously, I always feel like this: birds of a feather flock together. So if your man is hanging out with a known cheater or a single guy that's all up on the women, and your man's going out and he's staying out late at night. You can't be that stupid. Like, you know, shit's going down. They're cheating. Vice versa. If it's the woman going out all the time.
Business trips? How about if I was away on business?
No, I would not trust that. Like, I would not be married to a guy that's on business. No, hell no.
I know. We really haven't.
No.
I've been to Florida once without you to see Coco. I've been to Vegas once without you to film a reality show.
And I've never been without him. So I am due for a naughty girls trip. Oh, yeah. It's on, baby.
Well, ain't you going to Vegas with your son next year, 21?
That's with my kid. Danny's like, you're going with your kid to Vegas? I'm like, well.
I won't fly. I ain't flying nowhere.
We're going to do a road trip next year for his 21st birthday.
The only way I'm going up there is with a parachute and some type of oxygen mask because the way the doors are blowing up and...
Danny's all paranoid.
I ain't fucking going up there. If I can't drive, I ain't going.
I'm going a road trip with Jaden.
Go ahead.
But I feel like...
3 hours is the longest I can hit the car. I got to pee too much, so I don't even bother doing that.
You're not good on road trips. Yeah, he's like a child. No,
Well,
you don't want to take him on a road trip.
If it's cities, no. I can't, traffic, you don't want me stuck in traffic.
No.
Anytime
Nobody wants to be stuck in traffic.
Anytime I see Sabatino stuck in traffic doing the Uber, it's like he's at 4 o'clock in the morning. There's traffic, and I'm like, get the fuck out of here. here.
No, we're not into the traffic thing. I don't think anybody
Hell
really
fucking
is.
All right, let me, before I forget, we have St. Peter's. They're playing Tennessee on Thursday. Tennessee again, big favorite. But 21 points. I have to take a shot with St. Peter's plus 22. You buy up a half a point. You know what that means?
No.
So don't worry about it. Take the 21 up to 22 points. So I think St. Peter's covers that spread. Obviously, they don't win. But here's another Cinderella story. James Madison, a great record, 31 wins, 3 losses. They're a big underdog, 25,000 to 1. You know what that means?
Nope.
For $100, if that team wins it all, you get $25,000.
That's amazing.
So even if you put $10 on them, you get back $2,500.
I'm into
They had
that.
a hell of a season. Actually, Brett, who everybody knows, Brett Morrow, he's from James Madison, and I know he's Brett is from the alum. So they had a hell of a year. Another team to look at to make the Final Four is Auburn at plus 500. So that means for 100 you get back 500.
Okay.
The final, but to win it all, it's plus 2,000. Iowa State plus 2,200, I believe. So there's a couple of teams out there, underdog. Your favorites are obviously Houston, UConn, Arizona. Purdue's a good club. Tennessee's probably going to choke. Plus 350 to the Final Four. I think plus 1,700. A lot of different, and again, the day of, because this is not the day of. Come Thursday, things can change. So just watch. I'll put it out there, give you up to the minute. And again, just go to the PhillyGodfather.com. The guy is sharp. So up to the minute information, go to his Twitter account. A little plug there, PhillyGodfather.com.
I think you did good. You stole my thunder with Philly Godfather.
Actually, he's an interesting fella. These are the guys.
He actually really is. He's a good guy.
This is the guy that walks. These guys bet millions of dollars. Yeah. And these are the ones that behind the NBA betting scandal when the referee, and we don't have to get into it, but they bet big money. They had Netflix specials.
They're definitely legit.
The Animals. So check them out, PhillyGodfather.com. And that's the last I'll say about that now.
Okay, Jenny. Do you feel a little lightheaded now?
Oh, Jenny. Jenny.
Okay, so back to spring fever. Okay,
new products. Have you any good cleaning products for spring? Since it is spring cleaning, right?
Well, I do have my own cleaning business, Danny.
And what would you use on the windows? You don't like Windex. Excuse me there, producer.
Well, I am, now that I'm using more chemicals, I am moving towards the more natural
right. We found a company down in Georgia that handles some nice products.
Yeah, we found a company, all American made products. That we have ordered now from, and I love all of the products that I got, especially my cleaning products. Some of the stuff I'm used to what I'm used to.
But they're American made, so it's worth it.
Well, that also depends because you don't do the shopping. So, and it's all like condensed stuff. So it's like you only use a little bit and you add like your water to it. So I actually really like it. And it doesn't have that harsh chemical and those smells to it.
I noticed that. But yes.
I just started using them. It's been about 3 weeks, and I'm still getting used to like what the names of them are.
It's it's the thing for me. It's
because it's very different.
They're made in America, but you're used to seeing this product and everyday
like your Windex and
so
you're
looking at it like, what the hell is this? But
it's
the same crap.
Your disinfectant.
Another shout out to Rich Nichols from North Bergen.
Oh yeah, Rich.
He does amazing work. He's hooked us up with several plaques.
He made this plaque for us.
Yeah. And he did the American flag. He done one for my son's business, who is picking up. Thank you. Patience is a virtue.
Yes.
So business is kicking in for him now.
Rich Nichols. Yeah.
Rich Nichols, the fireman.
Yeah, Jaden's doing good with his business.
So, Richard, thank you. Keep up the work. It's a passion. So, we just wanted to shout out to a lot of our friends in North Bergen. Some of them have, and John Crowley, again, what a great story. I heard good things that he done well, and he took an idea and, now he's living in Franklin Lake. So he did something good. And he's having fun, and his artwork is amazing. So he's in Miami now. So sometime, probably late April, early May, we'll be up there.
I feel like this is part of spring fever.
Right.
Like, this is what I'm talking about. You get excited about new things, new chapters. And with this show, I'm getting excited about it because, especially on social media, there's a bunch of different charities and organizations that I've, spent a long time following, and last couple of years I felt the urge, I want to do good for others, I want to give back to our community.
Let's start with me.
You're so selfish. I've given you 25 years of me, Danny.
24.
It's time to move on.
It is 24 and a half.
You're becoming a hag. It's like the same thing.
I'm becoming a hag?
No,
You just said it was Benjamin Button. You see,
I know.
You're a hypocrite.
I need to be mean
You're
sometimes
inconsistent
to shut
with
you up.
What did I do this week? Not enough money? What happened?
But anyway,
I got attacked?
so I just feel the need to, give back to the community and stuff. And I feel like that's what you feel like with your
Warriors,
friend.
Wounded Warriors. There's a few
my friend Chris Yarnell, he runs Battleborn. This is going to be my first.
St. Michael's Warriors is another local
I have
group.
to actually hook them up. I need to hook him up with Battleborn because I'm going to do my first 5K run walk. I'm doing the walk.
Walking or running?
No, I'm doing the walk.
I was going to say that would be a sight watching you run around.
I can run, but I have like bad hips and legs and everything now.
Yeah, but you're like watching that. What's her name? That girl that used to kiss the baseball players when you can't be bouncing around.
So it'll be my first time doing this, and it's for a great foundation.
Morgana. That was her name.
From where?
Morgana used to jump into the baseball stadiums and kiss the players, and her boobs were so big. But the cameras would, and she'd kiss you. And then she'd just get arrested, and next day she's out in a... So that, you would look like Morgana running a 5K.
Okay. I'm not going to do that, but
I saw her kiss Fred Lynn in California, and she walked right back. They arrested her right next to me in California at the Angels. Freddie Lynn.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. I actually touched Morgana.
Ooh, exciting.
You're better looking. You always
thanks. You always say. You're trying to get brownie points. It's spring fever. So we're talking about he's singing, giving me compliments.
I only get it as the seasons change. I get it in the fall, the winter, the spring, and the summer.
What do you get?
Spring
11?
McLovin. No, actually, they should call me McLovin. Actually, my real name is McLovin.
No.
I am
you always get me. I have to say, as much as I can't stand you most of the time.
Listen carefully. Listen carefully,
those are the small times where Danny is always complimenting me and always makes me feel special. And
I do.
You really do.
Even when I don't like you, I tell you.
You always go out your way to tell me.
Compliments. You have, and that's another thing, guys. You got to compliment them, and our relationship is different than most. We're together 24/7 on top of each other. So our advice might not be good for the next person, but we laugh. Part of us working through it, we always laugh. We always had fun.
Yeah, we always have fun together.
Walk away if things get heated up and just go fuck yourself, and walk away and come back and say, what do you want to eat? Make her something. She feels
you got to get over it. Well, that's, I think, a huge thing about being together for a long time. The fights that you did go through, you got to leave them in the past when you move on. Because if you bring that shit up in the future... That's not good. That's like set up for disaster. I think any married couple a lot of times people are not even getting married these days. So people that are like long-term together, they'll say they've been together because they let that stuff go.
You know what? We had our first year of marriage was tough. You're so much younger, and that was a challenge.
That was a huge challenge.
And we moved to Florida after like
huge
7 months. No, about 6-7 months after we got married. Yeah, just about maybe 8 months, something like 6-7 in that range.
Less than a year.
So you were by yourself down there. I was starting, with a new company down there. Radio was busy all the time.
And we were starting off with like nothing. We gave up everything and jumped in to the car
had
with
the
bird
Moses.
And drove to Florida. So I had no family, no nothing.
What we had was a new car, some money, some credit, everything fit in the car, including Moses, the parrot.
So I took advantage. I made him get me a cat and do all these things. Because you got to make me happy.
Yeah. So the first year we worked through a lot of
ups and downs.
Age. I was older. I'm still older, but she's catching up. Wink, wink. But back then she was 24, right?
Because Danny
24?
likes to have the upper hand.
Who doesn't?
Yeah.
Who doesn't?
I wish I was.
What are you talking about, in life or in a relationship?
In a relationship, I feel like you want more control.
I don't think so. In the beginning, In the beginning,
you did. You wanted more control.
To me, you were just a young girl that looked good and was sexy and hot.
And by the way, because I have daddy issues, this is why I've always loved older guys. Like even from a young age, I know it's like so creepy. I'd be like having crushes on my teachers.
Do you still have daddy issues?
Actually, I feel like I'm gonna go the reverse. I'm going to
You haven't seen your father in like 8 years.
Oh, do I have? No, I don't have daddy issues anymore. No.
And the guy who really raised you passed away, Moose, quite a while ago.
Yes.
We were only together 2 or 3 months.
Which, by the way, he was older than my mom by like 11, 12 years. Maybe that's where I get years. I always like the older guys because I see my mom with an older guy, but now she's with a younger guy. And actually,
it's only a year older than me.
some of my brothers are with like women that are older than them. So it's kind of, you know, people like, oh, age is, you know.
Whatever floats your
After
boat.
I think maybe 20 years, that might be a
Whatever
little
blows your
off. But
skirt
hey, you know, Cher, she dates young guys.
She's a pervert.
Madonna,
Pervert.
she
Weird
dates
looking
young
pervert.
guys. I mean, like, that's
Madonna
it.
needs to just retire. Close your legs,
But when
girl.
you think about it, though, if you did all these plastic surgeries, like your body looks all tight and you're 70, you really want to like lay down in bed with another, like, you know, with
She
a guy
looks
that's like
that-
all
Madonna's
wrinkly and
looking
stuff. I mean,
actually-
you want like a guy that's like young looking, fit looking.
Madonna looks weird, like something out of that. What was Saw?
Well, she did
like Saw, like,
yeah, she does. You're right.
Like,
that
so
thing.
was that the imaging?
Yeah. Well, because she's had a
One
lot
of-
of work done.
not enough. She needs to go back
She
to
did
the
it wrong.
blueprints
See,
there.
she didn't go to a good. If you go to a good, we go to Dr. Sackman, and he's like,
But
gives it to us straight. Like, you don't need on. When I first found him, right on his answering service, the answer machine, it says.
You found them on the answering
No,
service?
when I first found them and I called and I left a message, like on the message,
Machine?
it was on the machine. It was like, if anyone asked you where you got your lips done, you went to the wrong place. I'm like, I freaking love this guy. This is what I'm looking for. You know, I knew right off
That
the
was
bat.
my intro.
This is going to be the guy that we like. And he is. He's like, he looks at you like, okay. Because we're all about like anti-aging, not like trying to look like somebody else. And like Madonna and, you know, well, Cher, I think Cher looks great. I think whoever she went to and had her work done, she looks fantastic.
Rob Lowe looks good for his age, too.
Oh, he was my crush. Oh my God, Rob Lowe.
Out of that
is
whole crew of the
gorgeous
Outsiders,
and looks amazing.
he looks good out of the whole crew from the Outsiders
Amazing.
and that
Yeah.
Rat Pack, the younger Rat Pack.
Yeah.
He does look
Well,
good.
because he's got sobriety. He does
That
the
helps.
Atkins.
Can you imagine
So-
what I would look like with hair and no alcohol? Forget about it. Forget about it. The
Oh,
sky's
boy.
the limit. Hollywood's calling for the...
Yeah, and then maybe spring fever will call you somewhere else and you'll leave
Yeah, in the
me,
backyard.
Danny.
No, I ain't going nowhere. You know what I do like? Out of nowhere, I like doing like household stuff again. Like the cleaning. Excuse me, Mike.
Okay.
I know he's mad at me. For,
Okay, you like to do
talks
cleaning.
with my hands. I don't mind gardening, although we don't have much of a backyard yet. We're working on that. Actually, our neighbors turned the backyard into pet cemetery. It looks spooky out there. And they were back
It's
there.
actually creative and cool.
Yeah, it's spooky.
But Danny's
It's
like,
fucking-
it looks like a little pet
fucking-
cemetery.
It's fucking spooky,
Yeah.
to say the least. I nighttime
creative.
especially.
Yeah.
Especially when you hear the noises. And my window's open and I'm worried, so I shut it at nighttime because
Okay.
they're coming for me.
We live in a great community.
Yeah,
though.
we do. We have some great neighbors. And but anyway, spring's here. March Madness is here. I hope you guys all kick ass and your teams do well. St. Peter's, tough challenge, but you got to the dance. James Madison, whatever happens, happens. But at 25,000 to 1 with a 31-3 record, $10 gets you back 2,500. If you want to stretch it, $100 gets you back 25,000.
You should just do a show on teaching people how to professionally bet and
I
wager.
think that's what I've done for 30 years. Haven't you heard to fucking show?
I know, but like on
fuck
you
you
need
been?
to do a podcast is what I'm saying.
Gaming
You've been on
101.
radio. You haven't been on the podcasting.
I've done the podcast.
I know, but not for your sports show. That's
All right.
what you need to get going. So you don't steal my thunder when I want to talk
So-
about me.
You know what? You look at and also teams like Villanova that make the dance. You know, you don't know about Villanova. They're usually one
What
of
is
the better.
the dance?
The dance. This is the
I
dance.
don't know this lingo.
This is the dance.
You think I pay attention to him? No.
And then
it's
they
just-
have what used to be the tournament, the NIT tournament, is the booby prize. It's like if you didn't make it to the dance, that's the important part is who wins
Okay.
the dance.
Okay.
You want
I
to get
got
to the
you.
final four. If you get to the final four teams,
Okay.
you've done very well. There's the Sweet 16.
I've
the
heard
Elite
that.
Eight.
I know. I've heard that.
So Thursday begins the important round. Tuesday, Wednesday, you have the play-in games.
Mm-hmm.
But Thursday, the games really begin, and by Friday morning or Thursday night, you're going to see some upsets. In March, you always play the underdogs, the big plus 21, 22 points like James Madison. You see upsets. There's going to be bracket busters. Sabatino, I hope you cash in. I really recommend, though, stop doing that Uber stuff, though, bro. Somebody's going to carjack you. You're too handsome. They're going to get you one day. But honestly, Sabs, I'm proud of you. You're doing good, and I just love that guy. You love Sabatino.
It's spring fever, baby. That's what's in the air
you know
right
what, though?
now.
Sabatino and I have been through a lot. Conti, John Meehan, we had.
You know what, Danny? You're lucky that you had good friends growing up, because I, for one, did not have good friends growing up. Actually, I don't have any childhood girlfriends. And sometimes that makes me sad, because I'm like, I have no girlfriends. I met girls when I got older, like at the bar or like later in my teenage years, that we are still friends and we can pick up where we left off. But as a child, like any of my childhood friends, like I've never, you know, and I honestly contribute to like where I grew up. I grew up in a shit area. You know, I don't want my mom to like think, you know, I'm talking shit or anything, because I'm not.
Jamie
but
Lynn, you had everything. She's
you know, I grew up in a shit area, and I became friends with people that didn't, other girls that like were fatherless and had no direction. And, you know, I started getting into like bad things at a, you know, a very early age.
You're a bad girl.
I was a very naughty girl.
When I met you, you were a bad girl.
I was a not, but you missed that though. I know. I was going to say, you missed that shit. Yeah.
Sitting there
you
with
turned me into a good girl, Danny.
Your tube top. I used to pick you up. You have the McDonald's, McDonald's thing ready to go down.
Yes. Well, that was my hangover.
The hangover, the McDonald's. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyway, Mickey in Sulaco. Mickey, I want to thank you all these years later. The first guy I met in Allentown, Mickey Bethlehem, actually. Eastern guy. Thank you, Mickey. Here we are still together. And that's one thing I'm glad that I'm still talking, because when we got married, a lot of gamblers, the guys owned the casinos. This is 2000, July of 2000. Dennis Atia, all the guys, they own casinos. They gave us 6 fucking months. That's it. They were betting against us at our wedding. Yeah. 6 fucking months was the hard bet.
I had friends there too talking shit on us. Yeah. Because we, you know, like we got in fights and stuff, and Danny is 14 years older than me. So, and then people really had me as like, she's just with him, you know, so, you know, he takes care of me.
I made a living. That was it back then.
Whatever reasons, you know, people, but, you know, you can't fake it for 24, 25 years.
Well, anyway, 6 months.
I did use you for your Cadillac.
I think you guys all lost that bet. No, honestly, nobody gave us a chance beyond a year, but the average bet was 6 months. Mickey, anybody that was there that's watching this, co-sign. Yeah, I should have sat on that.
They owe us.
I should have sat on that bet, but you know what? But I got to say, they almost won that. They almost won that bet. The first few months especially were tough. First year was really tough. But for the last 25 years?
I think most married people been together for a long time would all agree that, you know, it's those ups and downs, and you still stay together.
The 7-year hitch. Is that
growing together and not, I think there's like 7, 10. Yeah. But it's
40 in some cases.
Growing together and not apart, you know, knowing that, like, if you really think about it, and like in our vows, we were counseled by the Reverend who married us. So
Reverend Tony.
He wanted to counsel us a few times before we got married to make sure that, like we talked about, and that he could write our vows with us, knowing who we are. And in our vows, it does state, like, the time that we were separated, we felt this pull towards each other. And that's why we decided to marry each other. And that's a pull that's always been, you know, when we were fighting, like when we were first together, like those couple of days, couple of weeks.
Like you got to choose
your words. That time. Okay, Danny, when you picked me up from day one, I didn't leave your house. So, yeah, a couple of days in between is a separation.
October 4th moved in October 5th. You call that a separation, you went home for clothes. That's not that far.
I'm talking about our vows and what we told Reverend Tony, and now you're just like,
but you had separation. That's where you baffled
me. The times when we weren't together, those days.
Where were we?
Days that we weren't together.
Where were you?
Together, right? Yes,
I don't remember that.
There you go. Thank you.
Where were you? Where was I?
I don't know. I think I could call a couple of friends, and they know, like, we had some.
Those friends, they were drunk. They don't know.
Well,
and we weren't married then, so that didn't count.
Exactly.
Didn't count.
But anyway, since being married,
what's counting is the clock, and I think it's time to clock on out of here.
Yes. Because we don't want the spring fever feeling to turn into winter blues again.
But listen, just remember,
we're not turning back time, like Cher would say.
Anyway, the segment, the Cooking with Jay segment, What's Cooking Jay, is going to happen in just a second. Throw us some feedback. It's a simple little recipe. I'm sure you can follow it. If you have any questions, DM her. And all you guys that have been sending the messages, I'm watching you. I am watching you. I got you, man.
Stop,
don't sleep on me. Don't sleep on me. Anyway, guys, good luck with your games, your favorite teams. And if you have any questions, just DM me as well. And I'll update you on the picks as the tournament progresses and all that neat stuff. And again, check out phillygodfather.com. And remember, follow us, Keeping It Real on Instagram and
YouTube. Go to our YouTube page and subscribe to our channel.
Yeah, give us a little love.
Watch our videos. I want to thank everyone that does watch our videos. That comments on it. We love you guys and really appreciate it. And like I've talked about, I really want to go places with this. I want to do good for people. I want to help our community. And that's like my whole point.
Like, what are you, Mr. Deeds? I'm going to do
I really do. Things. But you all have to help me by liking our videos and watching our videos and commenting on our videos.
Okay, sweetheart, let's get the hell out of here. Enough of this. If I let this go, Mike's got to get out of here. All right.
Danny hates when I have the internet.
Yeah, she goes on these little rants. Anyway, we'll talk to you next week. Have a good one. Good luck to everybody. Real. Yeah, cheers, everybody. Get the fuck out of here. It's time to get cooking with what's cooking, Jay. Grab a spatula, get ready to sway. Come on and cook with Jay. Yeah, cook with Jay.
Hey, it's Cooking with Jay. I'm Jamie Biancullo, and welcome to my kitchen. Each week, I'm going to do a recipe. Everything I do is going to be easy, just like me. Just kidding. I am easy to get along with, though. So today, we're going to make a mozzarella, avocado, arugula salad. And we're going to make it with a fresh balsamic dressing, which is going to give it that pop. So it's an easy salad to make, and you don't need a lot of preparation for this except the dressing. And you want to get a mozzarella. I buy this package one, especially if, I'm just going to throw it together for entertaining. So I'll get this package one. If you live somewhere like New Jersey has the best fresh mozzarella, if you live somewhere like that and you have access to get fresh mozzarella, I would advise to get that because it is always the best. A tip that I learned from Danny is you take your mozzarella out and leave it out for about an hour before you, an hour or two before you use it. You want it to get milky. You want it to be room temperature and be milky. And also you want to do, when you make your dressing, you want to make it about an hour to 2 hours before you're going to use it so it settles. So you're going to need a balsamic vinegar, an extra virgin olive oil, Grey Poupon, honey, salt and pepper. I use sea salt. And you're going to need a fresh clove of garlic. And that's going to be for the dressing. So like I said, we're going to make the dressing ahead of time. When you do the dressing, set the mozzarella out so it gets like room temperature. You want to make sure you do the honey last, because that, if you put that in first, it's going to sit at the bottom and it's not going to mix well. So you're going to use, actually, you know what? We're going to do the olive oil, the extra virgin olive oil, and use whatever you like, whatever type, whatever brand you like. You're going to do a 3/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil. So you want to pour that in, and you want a glass jar to put it in. So you're going to put that into the jar. This is only one serving. I always suggest when you're making a new recipe, just do the one serving to see how you like it. And sometimes you want to do more spices in it. You don't have to have the exact measurements. It's whatever you like. So that is going to be the extra virgin olive oil. Then next, you're going to do the balsamic vinaigrette, and that's 1/4 cup of that. You're going to do 1/4 cup of that, and you just pour it in to the jar. Do the mason jars. Okay, then you're going to need the Grey Poupon. So this is 1 tablespoon of Grey Poupon. Oh, whoop, that was some. I didn't expect that. I make this a lot, so I was at the bottom of this. So just put, it doesn't need to be the exact. So you put that in. I made a little mess here. Uh-oh, a little Grey Poupon everywhere. So that's 1 tablespoon of that. And then you're going to do the honey. You're going to do 2 tablespoons. I should have had this one ready. So the producer, I didn't chop up the veggies in front of y'all because this is my first time doing this. So I wanted to make sure I didn't take too long at doing it. And this is kind of like a practice for me. I've never done anything like this, so bear with me as I am learning how to do all this. They say I can do it, so I'm doing it. And I should have had this ready to go here, like I did the Grey Poupon that came out at me. So you want 2 tablespoons of the honey. So you put that in as well. I keep knocking down the Grey Poupon. Make sure you get it all in there. Like I said, it doesn't need to be exact. You don't have to be like, oh my gosh. And if you want to add more honey, more Grey Poupon, that's up to you. But this is the actual recipe. Then you do your pepper. I just eye this up. I just throw it in there. Just do some pepper in there. The salt, I use sea salt. Just throw that in there. And then the garlic, you want to mince the garlic. I just do this cheese grater. I found this to be easy. And then I just I grate it in there. It's very easy. Just got to watch your fingers. You don't have to, this is a bigger clove, so I don't have to use the whole thing. I put it in there. Take my knife. Get the rest of it in there. Easy, right? And then you just put the lid on, make sure it's tight, and you shake it. Danny did a video of me last week doing it. It's a very weird sound. So you just want to shake it up. Because it's a fresh dressing, that's all you get from it. It's not, one serving is not like too crazy. If you're going to have it for like 4 people, I would say, double it with the serving. So this can be sitting in the refrigerator waiting for the cheese to get ready because you want that to be room temperature. And this can stay in the refrigerator for up to 2 days. If you have it in the refrigerator for a day and it gets hard, just leave it out on the counter to let it get room temperature and then shake it because it will loosen back up. So that's your dressing. This is like awesome. And this is great for entertaining when people come over. I love to entertain people. I feel like presentation is just as important as the way something tastes, I love making stuff like this for date night. It's pretty impressive, especially if you have you're on a date or you got in-laws coming over and you want to be like, yeah, I know how to do things in the kitchen and make good food. So, and it's really easy to do. I love arugula lettuce. It's one of my favorite. Danny, not so much, but I figured this is my segment, so I get to pick whatever lettuce I want. So I love the arugula. I love the flavor of it. Your mozzarella, so you're going to have that sitting out. So you put this in a bowl. I love the white bowls. People like different type of Tupperware. I would go with more of the pottery bowls because you want everything to look good. Or you can even make take one of your plates and just put it on there. One of your dish plates. So I have this one. This is thinly sliced. Everything I do, I like to thinly slice it. Next time when I do cut up vegetables, I'll make sure that I do it for you guys to see how I do it. But if you like it a thicker slice, then just do it that way. So presentation is everything. So however you want. You make food it's an art, Make it into a circle, stack it. You can stack it on each other, like this. I like to just make a little circle here. I love tomato. Any type of tomato that you have around is good, whatever you like. Put some tomato in there. I love red onion for this salad, so I put a little red onion in here. Gives it a little pop. Now my avocado I did save. So the avocado, you always want to make sure that it's a little tender when you're using it. You don't want to make it, too hard because it's not going to be ripe. And you definitely don't want it to be mushy. And hopefully it doesn't embarrass me when I open it up and it's brown inside. So you just want to cut it along. Always be careful. I cut it along in a circle basically. Open right there. Beautiful. Looks great. And you just scoop it out with a spoon. Just get it up in there. This thing, there might be a better technique, but I just like to squeeze this thing out, put it in there, scoop this out. And avocado is so good. This salad is really super healthy, even with this dressing, which, you could buy store-made dressings and put it to a salad like this, but It's not going to be the same. This is so good. So you slice the avocado, you put the avocado in here with it. Looks great, nice and healthy. I'm not the biggest meat eater, but Danny, he loves meat, so a lot of times I'll add chicken, grilled chicken to this. And you got your balsamic, you got your nice salad here. Oh, one more thing, I almost forgot. I'm like a mess here too with not having a towel over here. Next time I'll get that. I like to top it with a little oregano. Any spice, you got parsley. A lot of times they have the Italian season all in one. Use that as well just to give it a better look. But look, fancy. Good stuff, right? So this is the mozzarella avocado arugula salad with the fresh balsamic. It's a big hit. I love it. Danny and I enjoy entertaining people with this. We love it for a date night. Hopefully you guys enjoy this little segment I'm doing. This is my first time doing it. So hopefully each week I'll get better and better at it, not be so nervous when the camera turns on. I got Mike over here with great production. Danny B's in the background watching me. I'm a little nervous. They say I could do it, so this is what I'm doing it. Thanks, everyone.
It's time to get cooking with what's cooking day. Got the Keepin top that they get it ready to play. We're mixing our flavors, making magic on your plate. With pepper sizzle, every stir, it's gonna be great. Turn up the heat, let the music